Welcome to the Writer's Journey podcast. I'm Michael Laron, a science fiction and fantasy author on a journey to go from nobody to bestseller, and I'm documenting every step of the way. Tune in every week as I pull back the curtain on my writing life and how I'm building a writing career while working a full-time job, raising a family, and attending law school classes in the evenings. You can find show notes for this week's episode, a free starter library of my fiction, and much more at michaellaron.com. Enjoy the show. Hello and welcome to episode 57. In this week's episode, I'm going to talk about the long-awaited release date of my book, Shadow Deal. So that's right, Shadow Deal, book 1 in the Good Necromancer series is finally out. It is the culmination of writing an entire novel in public, going back to being a debut author. So this is the first book I'm publishing under my urban fantasy pen name, M.L. McKnight. Wrote this entire book in public. Did a course around writing this entire book in public, and all of that is now wrapped up and the book is live. So I've got a link in the show notes where you can find it, but for those of you who want it right away, it's www.mlmcknight.com/shadowdeal. That'll have all the links for the book and where you can get it, and then in the most recent book description and all that good stuff. But it's about Lester Broussard, who is an ex-necromancer who used to be the most powerful necromancer in St. Louis until a demon betrayed him, killing his wife and killing his son. And ever since that happened, he's never been able to forgive himself, and he's sworn that he would never ever be a necromancer again because of the dark things that happened. And basically a friend of his ends up in danger, and in order to save her, he has no choice but to resort back to necromancy in order to save her and to save himself. And so that's why I call it the Good Necromancer, because usually, necromancers, you think of necromancy and you think of evil and you think of skulls and you think of dead bodies and that sorts of thing. But he's actually a good necromancer. And so it was a great story, fun novel for me to write, and I cannot wait to dive into book 2. So the book is finally here. I am super relieved to finally get this done. I guess it didn't take as long as I thought it would take. The whole process did. Like the process of the novel took a little bit longer than I thought. It was the course, the process of the course, and making sure I stayed in tune with that is, I think, really what took the longest. And I'm really kind of glad to have that behind me now. So for those of you who are writers who are listening to this and you have not heard about the course or you have not enrolled in it, it will be free until Sunday. I don't have my calendar on me. I don't know today's date, or Today's date is the 11th, so it will be free until the 13th at midnight. So you have the ability to get this course and see everything that I did, from conceiving the book to writing the book to rewriting, editing the book, to getting the cover design, so you can see the exact conversations I had with my cover designer, the exact conversations I had with my editor, pretty much everything you would ever want to know in very detailed fashion. You'll have access to that for free until April 13th. For those of you who are already enrolled in the course, after the 13th, I'm going to pull it down, but you will still have access to it for life, so don't worry about that. But I will be putting a price tag on it come Monday morning. So if you would like to get this for free, go for it and knock yourself out. So personal update, the house hunting, there's actually no news between now and last week's. We're still waiting on the appraisal of our house to come through, which is just ridiculous. And I've been on my real estate agent just trying to get an update, because if the appraisal falls through, then everything falls through, and then we won't have a house to move into, and we'll be staying in this house. So I'm trying to get a certainty on that, because I'm technically supposed to close in like 10 days. And I kind of want to know if we're actually going to be closing or not, but that's neither here nor there. But definitely was looking at some design ideas for my YouTube studio. So my wife has allowed me to use the entire basement of this new house as a YouTube studio and an office, it's like 4 times bigger than what I have right now, which is not very much. So don't let the numbers deceive you. So I'm looking forward to that. And so I'm just trying to think about my YouTube channel and figure out what that's going to look like, and what the set and the background design is going to look like, and some ways that I'm going to help take the channel to the next level. Because I think I talked about this in the last episode, but I hit 10,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, and not a lot of YouTube channels get to 10,000, and 10,000 is really not a big number, right? It's actually very small compared to what a lot of people are able to do, but that's a lot more than most channels. And so, all right, so people are watching me and they're tuning in every week. How do I step that up to the next level? And so I was looking at some set design ideas, and I've got a new microphone that I'm going to be ordering that's going to be coming in here pretty soon. So all good things on the horizon for sure. And for those of you who watch this, who might happen to watch my YouTube channel, just know that unfortunately, it just depends on how the cookie crumbles. I may have to miss a couple of weeks for my YouTube videos. I've got some videos in the bag, but I recorded some this morning and they didn't turn out. In fact, there was a bunch of things that made them unusable. So if I can record them this week, then there probably will be no interruption or very minimal interruption. But if I'm not able to record them and get them to a point where they need to be, the channel will go on a slight hiatus, because I'm going to have to remodel and do stuff down in the basement, and it's going to take probably more time than I'd like. So if you follow me on YouTube, don't be alarmed. The Writer's Journey is not going anywhere, so I'll still have Writer's Journey episodes and all that good stuff in the meantime. So really, I just wanted the highlight of this week's episode to be on Shadow Deal. It is really cool that I've got this published, and the early readers have said that they have been really impressed with it, and that they really like Lester as a character. And so, yeah, I will leave the episode at that this week. I hope you guys are having a great week wherever you are, and we'll be back to talk to you next week. Thanks for joining me this week. If you like this episode, you'll enjoy my backlist episodes at michaellaron.com/podcast. For your free starter library of my favorite novels, join my fan club by visiting michaellaron.com/fanclub. If you're a writer and you want to connect with me further, check out my YouTube channel, Author Level Up, for helpful writing advice at authorlevelup.com. Thanks for listening, and I'll be back next week.